Hi everyone, this is David and welcome to week 2 of COMM 390, Writing for Managers. Now, I know this is going to sound weird, but this week we're actually going to begin work on the final project for this course, due in week 8, the final problem-solving researched proposal. Now, don't let the name intimidate you at all. There are 3 simple steps to it. First, you identify a problem. Something that is occurring that can be improved, you think, in a group that you belong to. It can be your work group, the team that you're on in a company, or it could be something pertaining to the entire company. It could be a church group, a volunteer group, a neighborhood association, a team that you play on. Whatever small group you choose, it has a problem. Then in step 2, you're going to research that problem. You're really going to dig down into its details. Most importantly, you're going to find out what's really happening so that you can, in step 3, propose a solution to that problem, a workable solution. Then once you've done that work, you've identified the problem, you've researched the problem, you've come up with a solution for the problem, you're then going to put the results of that work into a report that is due in week 8, your final problem-solving researched proposal. And that's all it is. That report, which is due in week 8, is worth 20% of your grade. But we're going to get started on it this week in week 2. So let's take a look at the assignment instructions for this week. As you can see, this week you'll be writing another memo called the Final Project Proposal Memo. Now this memo in week 2 should be addressed to your instructor. And here's what you'll be writing. First, you're going to describe the actual problem in some group you belong to, office, church, school, community, etc. Now, this is not a problem you have supervision over. Somebody else does. Second, in this memo in week 2, you're going to describe the person, persons, or group that has the authority to act on your proposed solution. In other words, to put it into action. Third, you're going to draft an actual solution. Now, keep in mind, here in week 2, this solution will be preliminary, and certainly subject to alteration and refinement as you research more throughout this session. Fourth, you're going to provide a list of at least 3 of the required 8 sources that you'll need for the final project in week 8. Now, these should all be quality sources that provide important information about the problem and its potential solution. Here in week 2, you need only 3 of them. Fifth, you're going to include a simple Gantt chart or timeline of when you expect to work on and complete each step of this writing of the final research proposal. Paper number 7, due at the end of the class. Now, I highly recommend that you use one of the free Gantt chart creation tools, such as this one at the Gantt project that you see here. But you'll also find Gantt chart creation tools at Smartsheet, Canva, Gantt Pro, and so on. Regarding structure, your memo should follow this organization exactly. We begin with the typical memo header, the word memorandum or memo highlighted up top. Then the to, from, date, and subject section. Note that those words are capitalized. And remember, for this memo, you're addressing it to your instructor. Now, as before, the purpose of the introduction in this memo is to tell the receiver what the purpose of the memo is and what to expect when reading it. Next comes the problem. Keep in mind that the instructions are to address a real problem in your specific workplace, community, or any group that you belong to. Now, in teaching this assignment many times, I've come to find out that the following is true. That the more you care about that problem, the easier the writing will be. In other words, the more real your concern is, the more that you can invest yourself into finding a solution to this real problem, the easier the writing will come to you and the better the final outcome will be. That's something that I found over and over again in teaching this course. Okay, back to the instructions. Now in this section, you want to describe the problem in detail. You'll notice that this author referenced a source, which is something that is expected at least 3 times in this memo. And remember, you can't list a source at the end of what you're writing if you did not use it. This author does an excellent job of documenting the problem and its negative effects on the employees in this particular company, which is the group in this case. Next comes the decision maker or makers. These are the people whom you'll address the memo to, and it's critical that you choose the right people. You want the very person, persons, or group, a board of trustees or board of governors, for example, who in reality would have the authority to implement your solution. Now, the proposed solution may be obvious to you at this stage. However, stay open to refining or even altering it as you get more into your research and begin to get feedback on what you're writing. Now, in this solution section, you want to be sure to cover the benefits to the group if that solution is implemented. Your Gantt chart does not have to be elaborate. Basically, you want to be able to visualize the time frames that you're going to use to complete the different parts of the project between now, week 2, and the end of the class, week 8. Give yourself plenty of time to do the research, write a draft, edit it, and polish it. And then finally, be sure to list those 3 references that you used in the memo. For your final problem-solving research report, you'll need a minimum of 8 sources from different kinds. But for right now, just find 3 that provide you the kind of information you need to do this preliminary proposal. Now, this memo is about 575 words. That's about a page and a half without that Gantt chart, and that's probably a good length for this particular kind of proposal that you're making. As usual, if you have any questions about these assignment instructions, don't hesitate to contact your instructor. Ask any question. It's always best to make sure that you understand everything in a set of assignment instructions before you begin writing. Okay, thank you very much. Good luck on your proposal here in week 2, and I'll see you in the next video.